Welcome back. So, we have a couple of pieces of news today. Number one, we have even more plans for future updates. So, first off, they're talking about improving APCs. I have an APC video that's been a little bit slow to upload that should be coming out today or so. And this will act as a little bit of an addendum to them, but right now they have some issues in how they handle off-road. It's something that Darkflow would like to address. Also, per the paratrooper videos, Darkflow mentioned before, and they're reiterating that they think the best system for paratroopers is to have swappable primary weapons that will determine their BR, and then to have the contents of the crate scale to the BR of the battle, which is really interesting because it does not say scale to the paratrooper's BR, it scales to the BR of the battle. So if you play rank 3, for example, and you get into a rank 5 game, it should scale up to rank 5. Whereas if you get into a rank 1, 2, 3 game, it should scale down to rank 3. And then hopefully going forward, we'll get matchmaking changes that will make the matchmaker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hopefully it'll scale with that system. But that's my own personal little hope and dream. All in all, that's probably a good thing. Running around with the RD-44 in Moscow is a ton of fun, but I can understand why it would be frustrating. Glory for heroes and rewards. So right now we have a bit of a silver problem in the game. I talked with one of the community helpers on the subreddit the other day, and he was explaining to me how the new system works, and that essentially you're making the same amount of silver as you were before if you translate all of the old post-battle rewards. At least to me, it still feels bad. As best as I can tell, because I was taking screen captures of a lot of my post-battles so I could compare them all, it seems like most of the rewards right now are based on time in battle. Chief example for me is I had 2 battles yesterday, one where I had 11,000 score, one where I had 10,000 score. I made less silver on the 11,000 score game, but it was a shorter battle. So, as far as I can tell, it's based off of time in battle. I think somebody said it was tied to XP. I don't believe that for a second, given my own experience that I just mentioned. So, seeing bonuses to silver rewards for getting Battle Hero or for getting various different post-battle awards, that's a good thing. But overall, I think the entire silver system needs to be overhauled. For the amount of stuff that you need to buy in the game, and I realize that there is ultimately a hard cap on how much silver one player needs in the game, but for the rate that you progress in this game, you need to make more silver. Most of the people that I know did not come into the merge with as much silver as I did, and they're having to sit here and nickel and dime and pick and choose what they want, and it really is hamstringing some of them. There's a lot of things that they would like to be able to use that they can't use because it's not economical. Between spending 11,000 silver on individual soldiers, between having to buy every single vehicle in the tech tree, on top of that, vehicles never cost silver before, so even if we're making the same amount as before, we're now blowing through a lot more silver than we did in the past. Add on to that you need to spend somewhere in the neighborhood of, let's say it's a rank 2 weapon, right? You spend 1,500 silver buying it, you spend almost 500 on the first upgrade, almost 1,000 on the second upgrade, and then like 3,600 on the third upgrade. You're spending a ton of silver just for one soldier, and just to get their main gun. And that's before you start adding on things like mines, axes, different types of grenades, backpacks, maybe a second weapon if you've got them equipped that way, pistols. I mean, to that point, why are there still pistols that cost as much as primaries? There isn't a single pistol in this game that is worth 3,000 silver. I have a lot of pistols that cost 3,000 silver, but I can tell you none of them are worth 3,000 silver. There is not a single pistol in this game that is as good as a PPSH-41, or as good as an STG, or as good as an FG-42, or as good as an M1 Garand. There just isn't. There's no excuse for the pistols to cost more than 500 silver, for all of them. So, seeing that there will be more silver rewards is a good thing. I probably could make a whole video talking about my gripes with silver, and I probably will at some point in the next week or two. But I'm glad that there's at least going to be some silver coming our way, even if it's not a overhaul to the system. And then closing out this particular news set, they're foldering the M3 Lee, which is a band-aid to a much bigger problem. It's good that they're having the reaction to folder it, because a lot of people do already have the Grant, and a lot of people aren't interested in getting a weaker Grant. Essentially, the Lee has like one more machine gun, and it has thinner armor. It's not a bad vehicle, mind you, but a lot of people already have the Grant. So, a lot of people aren't interested in going back and getting a Lee just so they can finish grinding out their M4A1s at the end of the tech tree, or their Hellcat, or, whatever. But this is a band-aid for a bigger problem. It's been a few weeks now. We still have to unlock everything in the tree, and that's a load of bullshit. I have no other comment than it is a load of steaming bullshit. There's no reason why you should have to research and buy every single thing in the tech tree. But at least they've taken this road bump and folded it. Now, on to potentially more interesting changes. We have BR changes. So, the Mosin rifle with the Daikonov grenade launcher is going from BR2 to BR3. A lot of the German SMGs are going down in BR, and this is honestly huge. Germany is going to go from being the alright kind of faction at rank 2 to actually being a really fun faction that I want to sit there and play at rank 2. So, the ZK383 is going from 4 to 3, the MP35 is going from 4 to 3, and here's the huge changes: the MP38 and the MP40 are both going from rank 3 to rank 2. Now, rank 2 Germany already had some pretty good submachine guns there. The FNAB is phenomenal. It's very stable, and it's got a very controllable fire rate. But the MP40 is the bread and butter of playing a German army. It's like one of their legendary weapons that you always expect to see. So, getting to use it now in rank 2 is going to make rank 2 so much more fun. I think they could have probably left the MP40 at rank 3 and moved the MP38 down to rank 2. But, I mean, I'll take it, right? I'm not going to complain. So, on top of that, the Kar 98 with the Shy Specker is going from 2 to 3. It's kind of nice to see grenade launchers going up. I don't really like grenade launchers a whole lot, so that's fine. The Event Jagdpanzer 4 with sandbags is going down to 4. The Jagdpanzer 470A is going down to 4. The Beretta M31 is going from 3 to 2. Irma EMP from 3 to 2. The MP41 from 3 to 2. Now, for the Americans, the Lanchester is going from 3 to 2. The Bren Mark II is going from 3 to 2. Both of those are going to be fantastic changes. I don't have a ton of experience with the Bren 2, but I'm pretty sure people have told me it has better sights than the Bren 1. Getting the Lanchester down there, though, the Lanchester's a really good submachine gun, and what I would personally like to see is any of the Thompsons. I don't care which one. They can even come out with a brand new one that only has a 20-round magazine on it. But I would like to see a Tech Tree Thompson in rank 2, just because, for me, I have a hard time wanting to play Rank 2 America just because I find a lot of the guns to be really boring. And don't get me wrong, they're unique. Like, I think the Owen's a really cool machine gun, I just don't like the way the sights are laid out on it. Um, but I don't really care for a lot of the early American submachine guns. They just don't really excite me. So I would like to see a Rank 2 1918 bar, like specifically the first one. The A1 and the A2 should stay at Rank 3. I would like to see the first bar at Rank 2, and I would like to see a Thompson at Rank 2. And I know that you can get Battle Pass Thompsons at Rank 2, like the BSA Thompson and I think the 30 cal one. And I know that the Premium Marine Raiders are also at Rank 2, so I would like to see a Tech Tree Thompson at Rank 2, because I would actually play a lot more Rank 2 America if they had a submachine gun and a light machine gun that I actually want to use. And maybe the Bren 2 will fix that for light machine guns. I don't hate the Vickers Berthier or the Bren Mark 1, like, they're fine. I think that they're actually amongst some of the better Rank 2 light machine guns. But the lack of a submachine gun that makes me sit here and say, wow, I want to play Rank 2. Like, with Germany before, they had the FNAB, and I like the FNAB a lot. And now they've got the MP40, so I'm going to be playing a lot more Rank 2 Germany. The Soviets have been my bread and butter lately, because they get PPS 42s and 43s at Rank 2, and they're probably the most fun that I've ever had in this game, just running around with those. Like, they are amazing. They're so much fun to run around with. Beyond that, the grenade launchers on the M1 Carbine and the Springfield are going from 2 to 3. The M8 Scott is going from 1 to 2. I really don't see why that matters. Like, in the current BR system, 1 and 2 are treated the same. So moving it from 1 to 2, I don't know if this is them preparing to move it one more step from like 2 to 3, which I think would be a terrible mistake. The M8 Scott has a lot of firepower, but if a Stuart is vulnerable, a Scott is twice as vulnerable. It's open-topped. And the premium AC1 is gaining a lot more value as it moves down from 3 to 2, and now it will have protected matchmaking. As far as the Japanese are concerned, the Hiei is going to BR2, the Otsu is going to BR3, and the Type 38 with grenade discharger is going from 2 to 3. These are changes that I'm really, really happy with. The Hiei and the Otsu are not terrible rifles, but putting the Otsu in rank 4 and the Hiei in rank 2, or putting the Otsu in rank 4 and the Hiei in rank 3 just didn't make sense to me. I don't think that the Otsu is so good that it needed to be a rank 4, and I felt like they kind of just stuck it there because they wanted to have something in every BR. And I felt the same way with the Hiei rifle. I think the Hiei rifle makes sense moving down. It's got similar capacity to an Armaguerra. I don't know their stats side by side, but I like that it's going to be a rank 2. Admittedly, I usually just play rank 4 Japan because I don't think the Americans are that scary. And I think Japan plays up pretty well even with their lower BR equipment. But if I were to make a full rank 2 lineup for Japan, I think it's very possible now. And it would be a very comfortable lineup to run. Because you have your Type 5 rocket launchers down there. You have some of the earlier Type 100 SMGs. You have the Type Hiei rifle now at rank 2. Like, there's a very, very powerful rank 2 Japanese lineup available to you now. But that's it for BR changes for now. There's a few others that I would like to see, but, you know, it is what it is. This is a really good step for their first set of BR changes. I like the grenade launchers going up. I like some of the submachine guns going down. I'm sure that there will be a lot of people that are pissed off because the Germans are getting more powerful somewhere in the game. It is what it is. I don't think they're actually becoming, like, tremendously more powerful. I think they're becoming more fun. So, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.